Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Witness TV. My name is Shorne Bennie, and this week we are going to be speaking about an issue that has been affecting the community, not just the people in our homes, but is now infiltrating schools and primary schools. We are talking about drug addiction and drug abuse, and we are joined today by a former addict, Ashley Supal. He's going to tell us a bit about his journey from addiction to living on the streets and has now recovered. We are also going to be joined by Mountain Rise CPF chairperson Sham Govender, who has been working to fight the social ill of drugs in our schools. Ashley, thank you for joining us.
It's a great pleasure to be here with you guys.
Yeah. Ashley, we covered your story along with
Yes.
David's as well
Yes.
in our papers. And you spoke about, living on the streets,
Mm-hmm.
taking things out of bins.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell our viewers a bit more about your journey?
Yeah, okay. So it all starts off in school. I thought drugs was cool until I started with weed. From there, you tend to see that, the weed is not as strong and you need, something more of a high. So from there, I've been smoking weed, crystal meth, rock, cocaine, and I could not afford it. So I started smoking weed when I was at school, and then I found it to be like, I wanted more of a high, but then I went to crystal meth, rock, cocaine, and I could not afford it. So I've been stealing. It got to a point where I should go home and see, what I can take from home. And when when I started stealing, I came to a stage to say, hey, you know what? What's gonna happen to me if I continue with it? And so then I've stopped and joining the wrong friends. I've got hooked on a drug. The street name of it now is called sugars, but hunger. Um, I've been smoking it for the past 6 years. Um, Hunger brought me right down to the floor, whereas I was smoking it from a foil. And then I thought about it and I saw these guys injecting themselves. And I said, you know what? If they can do it, why can't I? And I injected. So for the past 4 years, I've been injecting myself. Um, whilst injecting, uh, my mom, my dad lost all hope in me. I got kicked out of home. Um, my family members never wanted to have nothing to do with me at that point because they looked at me as as a doormat, you know.
What was the incident where your parents probably said, "Look, we've had enough," and what were some of the things that you sold from home?
Okay, so I've stole a lot of things. My dad's cameras, over 20,000, laptops, my mom's jewelry. I broke inside the safe of about 60,000. I stole my mom's gold. I mean, you name it. And when I walked, everybody grabbed their bags, locked it up, and because I'm there, they all gotta be on the lookout you know. And for me, it broke me knowing that I was addicted to this, you know. And for them, it was like, we can't even trust you with food. I should open the fridge and take meat
And sell
and
it.
sell the meat. The one day I stole my mom's food and I've sold the food, smashed the pot, and went to the scrapyard.
How
And I
much
sold.
did you sell the food for? What was
I mean, just to get a quick fix.
so what did you sell this pot of food for? How much?
It was like about 60 rand. So yeah, it's it brings you to a stage where you do things that you don't want to do. You know, I've lived the worst of the worst.
What is this high that you speak about? Because you say that you started off with um, weed and then you moved on to sugars. What is this high? What do you feel? Do you have like a headache?
It's a feeling that you can't explain. I mean, you just lame. You got no cares in the world. You know, you don't worry about yourself, your identity. You lose all hope. I mean, I should walk past shops and to see myself on the glass, it was a nightmare. For the past 6 years, I was on the streets. I never had a bath.
How did you survive in the streets? Where did you get food from?
Well, I was staying on the streets. I dug in the bins, moldy food, food that had ants on them. Uh, I I just like had jail lice on me because I was going in shops, shoplifting. I got stabbed zero point 0.3 away from my heart. So I never yet learned. And the time where I got stabbed, the first thing was I'll go down uh, to the camps and I'll go smoke first, not knowing I'm losing blood. I could actually squeeze my shirt with the amount of
Blood.
blood that was there. So, as I'm saying, you only think about the drug. It's a selfish drug. It drops your whole identity.
And living on the streets, did you become adapted to that lifestyle? Did you join
I
others?
I had to at that stage. Probably, I'll say it was because of. I mean, if you don't adapt, what are you gonna do? It's
So it
each
was
man for
adapt to survive.
himself. Exactly. Survival of the fittest.
And what was your turning point? At which point did you say, I've had enough?
So I stood at the robots the one day and a packet flew. And I pictured my life aimlessly going side to side. Cars are going over this. And that's how I saw my life. And at that point, I said, you know what? The only thing now to do is take a rope, hang myself, call it that. Because I was so tired of life. I've been to, 13 rehabs? Each year, I've been to a new one. And mom should say, do you want to change? Yeah, I do. And they buy me new clothes and new shoes and the works. One day I'm there, and the next day I'm long way gone. I sell all of that there just to go and smoke.
What did you sell? Like, what was the cheapest that you sold these items for?
20 rand, 10 rand,
Just for a fix.
just to get a fix. Because with a roster that it twists your stomach, you your nose leaks, yawning, sweats. It's a pain where you can't explain. And that's why this drug is so addictive. It's not a drug that you say you can do it now and then in the next 2 months, you know?
You stop.
Yeah, I mean, hunger is the first drug that gives you a thing called uh, a roster. There's no other drug
What's
I
a
can say.
roster? If you could
A
explain
roster
to our viewers.
is your stomach, it starts to cramp, and it's a pain that, you know, it's bad, bad, bad. I mean, you can't explain the feeling. So yeah,
So all just for a roster, basically.
exactly. And for me, it was like medication, because without smoking, you can't do nothing at all.
So for you, was it more important for you to have a plate of food, a warm bed, or just enough to get by on drugs
I
at the
think
time?
it was for me, it was just to get the drugs. I did not worry about a hot meal. I did not worry to go have a bath, look neat. I come from a very well background, and people got a shock when they saw me. I was like, this can never be you. Drugs don't choose who you are. So there, I mean, it was, people were like in a total shock when they should see me at the robots. And what are you doing? Why are you standing here? You've got a nice house. You know, you, I mean, there's everything for you. What are you doing on the road? But it's something that no one will know unless you using the drug.
Along with, the fact that you would sell things and just to get these drugs, what about the ease of access to drugs in your community
Well, for
that
me,
allowed for this addiction?
it was practically down the road. So I wake up in the morning, I steal what it can be, jackets, from clothes to money to whatever I could see and sell. A plug. I'll steal a plug and go and sell it. And trust me, as a user, you meditate, okay, I'm going to steal A, B, and C. You already know where you're going to sell it, how much you're going to sell it for. If they're going to drop you to a certain price, you already know this. So for me, it was just down the road, and at the camps, you could get anything there.
Which camps are you referring to?
So it was Khan Road at the corner. Yeah, Khan Road.
Okay. And with that ease of access now, has it increased over the years since you started out? Has this access and availability increased to primary school children?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at primary school kids, majority of them walk to school, okay? And I was a guy to sell to them. And primary schools now, we find that children are on codeine and Xanax. It comes from their homes, but for me, it was the moment I can grab one, that one tells the next one, and and um, I just needed them to buy the drugs from me for me to make money for myself to buy my fix. So primary school was a target for me, easy target.
With these drugs that you've mentioned, Xanax and
Mhm.
codeine, that
Mhm.
primary schools are now using,
Mhm.
how does this affect their health and development in the long run?
Okay. Xanax, you have seizures. And seizures are something that where you can just sit down and you start to froth and you don't know what's going on with you. So if you take maybe three, you'll find the next 2 days, if you don't take it, you'll start to have blackouts and seizures and you start to froth and it's bad.
Now, with these, the ease of access and the fact that drugs are so easily available in the community, uh, what are some of the things to look out for parents and for kids to look out for if they know, like, hey, my kid is doing this. Is it drugs? What's going on? What should parents look out for? What should teachers?
Anger is the first thing because probably if you don't have the drugs, you are, you do get a bit,
Agitated.
angry and stuff like that. So that your pupils get dilated, and yeah,
In the classroom, how would a child
if
react?
you're on Xanax and you in a classroom, obviously you're just gonna sleep because it's the street name we say you get upper and a downer. So Xanax, codeine, Hunga, lean, and all these stuff are all downers. So it makes you want to sleep and lazy. So you won't be as energetic.
What is lean? I've heard somebody mention it as well earlier.
Lean is codeine. So you get bronchlia, you get lenazine, you get still pain. Uh,
How do kids ingest this?
okay, so you can do it numerous of ways. I've seen on TikTok now, the guys are putting still pain in a yogurt. So you can do it with a juice, you can with a Sprite. Uh, Mostly they do it with Sprite. And then they just have 2 or 3 cups and they drink it.
It's crazy how it's infiltrated
Mm-hmm.
the community and the youth and how it's spreading.
Mm-hmm.
Now you started off at your final recovery center was Kairos Center
Yes.
Hope.
Kind
What was your recovery like?
being at a rehab, it was not easy. Um, the thoughts in your mind still run to say, what, I can have that one, I'm clean now for like about a year. Uh, I can have that one. There's no such as the one. There's no such thing. Personally, because once you taste it, automatically your mind tells you, okay, you know what, you can have more and you can have more and you can. But for me, there's no such thing as, that one or it's, a fun, of, what can I say, a fun smoke. So yeah.
What was your mindset like? Because I'm sure, as you say, there's a need for just one more.
Every day, uh, your mind your mind says, hey, you know what, you need this thing to get through the day and stuff. But if you got a weak mindset, your whole recovery is down the drain. So your mindset has to be strong to say, how much of things did I lose in life? I've lost half of my life on drugs. I cannot lose the next half of my life. You know, being on the streets was hard. Trust me. Uh, as I'm saying, you see all kinds of stuff. You see how school school children themselves have access to drugs in a click of a finger. And for me, it's like, it's just one of those things. Because parents now need to obviously uh, um, teach their kids about what do you look out for. Don't take a cool drink from the next person, or don't take a sweet from a next person, you know, because drugs now are in so many things. Weed has uh, these sweets and infused drinks, and I mean, school kids now, as I say, they want to be the cool, so they will try and consume these things, not to feel left out.
Now, with your recovery
Hmm.
and support structures, how important was that for you and your family as well? So that stayed, um, so that you recovered, and going forward, like, how has these support structures helped you rebuild life with your family?
Okay, so when you're at a rehab, okay, I always say 80% is when you out in the world, 20% is while you're in a rehab. Simply because the world is not going to change for you. You need to be the change into the world. People are still going to sell their drugs. Life is still going to go on. It's up to you to say, you know what, I know what's right. I know what's not right. And you ask yourself, do I still want to be stuck in the same place, doing the same things? Or do I want to see myself having a house, having a family? Your support structure is your family has to be with you 100%. They have to know the stuff that you doing, the places that you go. Um, I I personally say the three things or the three P's you need to change now is people, places, and playgrounds. Meaning you can't do those stuff that you used to do.
Okay. And I know that you've been working in the community as well
Hmm.
with um,
With Shan.
youth, also, sharing your story and speaking to other drug users and kids in the community.
Hmm.
Do you think that there is enough support structures for our youth out there not to get involved with drugs? And if they are, to help them get out of it?
Okay, so I would say we need to do more of an awareness campaign where you enlighten parents and the community about certain drugs. And for me, parents now don't know what's codeine, don't know what's uh, Xanax, don't know what's rock. So if we can have these awareness campaigns and we can show them that, you know what, this is what a rock looks like. So if your kid one day has to come home and you find you've got a rock pipe, you already know what is it. So for me, more awareness campaigns. We need to, you know.
Okay, Ashley, you've shared a great insight into
Thank you so much.
your journey with from being an addict to recovery. And I think that it's great for people out there to hear what you've gone through. So that
Yes.
hopefully there is someone's life that the story will impact. And
Thank you so much for, I mean, having me here. I mean, it's a great privilege for me. I was nothing to something right now, you know. If I can change one life, I know I've did my part. So thank you, and yeah,
no, it was great to have you, Ashley.
no problem.